Hello. So there's something I wanted to share with you guys. Something that I read and I found very interesting, and it's just so spectacular that there's no way I can go without like writing it down or recording it and sharing it to the public. Okay. But before that, there's a little bit of a forward. My audio is pretty bad because I'm using this weird ass microphone that's somehow aligned to be right in the center and not near my mouth like how normal microphones are. So excuse me for the audio. So there was a new research that I came across called the overfitted brain hypothesis, and what happens here is that researchers actually managed to associate deep neural networks and the human brain to come up with an inference like no other. So these researchers they observed artificial intelligence, and there's something called the deep neural network that was relatively recently created, designed to help AI learn on their own, so that we don't have to always constantly give them inputs when there's new variability in the data set, for example. So with deep neural networks, the AIs can be exposed to as many codes, as many variability in the inputs as they want, but still be able to detect the pattern and come up with a logical and proper uh, consequence or an action. Okay. So with such systems, there are certain problems. One of the main ones being, if you've given the AI a particular set of data to work with for a very very long time, they tend to get fixated or overfitted. So what happens here is that, let's just say you, after a long time of working with a particular data set, if you were to give them a new coding, a new slightly varied data, they'll not recognize it. They're just so used to that particular data set that they cannot pick up the new input. So what operators do in such circumstances, in order to convince the AI that look, this data isn't new, you're supposed to be able to recognize it, what they do is that they give AI nonsensical input that will not allow AI to give any appropriate action or responses. It's not in the algorithm. This is to sort of confuse the AI, tell it, okay, this is what I've been focusing on for a long time. Now I'm exposed to something that is completely new to me, and nothing makes sense. I cannot detect anything at all. And then now the operators give them that particular data that they could not detect initially. And now the AI can say, okay, compared to this nonsensical data set, I do notice certain recognizable patterns in this new varied set. And therefore it can recognize the new data, the varied data set. And this is called increasing generalizability of the AI, or in other words, to sort of increase the flexibility of the DNN or the AI, that is, after a long period of fixation or overfitting onto one particular data set. The researchers actually extrapolated from this observation and said that the nonsensical data in the DNNs is equivalent to what the dreams are in the brain. So let's just say we are students of psychology and we are currently studying, say, gender dysmorphia. Do not mistake me, I'm not saying that gender dysmorphia is a mental disorder whatsoever. I'm not making any claims here, I'm just saying that it's part of the syllabus and so we are studying it. Okay, so getting that out of the way. Okay, so let's just say you're studying gender dysmorphia, and we've been studying it for over a week or two, and we're just so fixated on the current syllabus that we are not able to make any proper connections to the outside world in order to help us understand the subject better. So what the researchers are basically suggesting is that with dreams, that is, with this confused state of mind, with nonsensical input, after waking up, we are more sort of fresh, we are more flexible, and we can actually make proper connections in order to enhance our understanding of the subject matter better. So let's say if I long time ago I read Sigmund Freud, and he did say a lot of things about sexual tendencies, and upon awakening from a really good sleep, and it's a really superb dream, I would be able to generalize my studies better and make connections with Sigmund Freud's theories in order to maybe understand the whole concept better. So, as a takeaway message, dreams are vital in helping us function better in daily lives. This is basically what I understood from the whole research, and I think this is what the researchers also meant to convey. The deeper sleep we get, the longer we are well rested, the better we are at performing our tasks upon awakening. Also, dreams are super important to make us to make our general pattern recognition so much better. And the third thing is that we have a lot to learn from AI. Like, we had initially thought we were making AI in our image, but the more we study them, the more we sort of try to mimic ourselves in them, we actually learn more about us. So, so that was the whole hoo-ha that I spoke about, and I hope I did interest you guys enough. Peace.